search is on for two escaped inmates from the Bon Air Juvenile Correctional Center. Investigators say Jabbar Taylor and Rashad Williams broke out early this morning. Both men were serving time for violent crimes.
Enzo Domingo is live at the Juvenile Correctional Facility tonight. And Enzo, how were these inmates able to break free?
Yeah, Carl and Kurt, this was a very elaborate plan. It first started with choking out a prison guard and then going on to cutting a hole in the fence, and it ended with fleeing in a getaway car. Now, as daring as this entire escape sounds, police want to remind you that these are dangerous men. For example, one of them was serving a sentence for murder and the other one for a robbery. Keep your eyes open for these two men, 20-year-old Jabbar Taylor and 18-year-old Rashad Williams. Both were serving time at Bon Air Juvenile Correctional Facility until early Monday morning. The state says the men first choked out a prison guard with a cord before taking his keys. Now, with those keys in hand, the crafty pair managed to get to the prison's perimeter fence and escape through a hole. Investigators say a getaway car was already waiting on the other side to complete the scheme.
It's a little scary. We're all going to lock up more tightly now.
Martha Matthews lives not too far away from the facility and says her neighborhood is on high alert.
So we've got the text chain going, and we've got a Facebook page for the neighborhood, so it's all over that too.
And for good reason. The older inmate, Taylor, was serving a 50-year sentence for stabbing two men to death back in 2015. Williams' malicious wounding and robbery charge are tied to Fredericksburg, where both men were processed before going to Bon Air. They were set to transfer to an adult prison once they turned 21. This was the first breakout at the correctional center in 2 decades.
The last time I remember it happening was 1988. We've been here since then. And that was a whole bunch of young kids who escaped, and they were running around the neighborhood from what I understand.
Now, many neighbors were worried for their safety, but some took solace in the belief that the men may not be in the area anymore.
We're reassured, hopefully, that they're not around, since we did hear that they left in a car.
Now, the Department of Juvenile Justice says that they will be launching an internal investigation just to figure out how exactly these two men carried out this plan. And, of course, they remind you that if you do see the pair, call 911. Now, we're live and on your side out here in Bon Air. Enzo Domingo, NBC 12.
Cheryl, less than 24 hours after two men escaped from the Bon Air Juvenile Correctional Center here in Chesterfield County, one person has been arrested for aiding in their escape. CBS 6 has learned 23-year-old Destiny Harris is behind bars here at the Chesterfield County Jail with no bond. She is charged with 2 counts of aiding a convicted felon in a successful escape. Sources tell CBS 6 she was employed at the facility.
What we want to do is do a thorough investigation of how this happened and take whatever steps necessary to make sure this never happens again.
Early Monday morning, 20-year-old Jabbar Taylor and 18-year-old Rashad Williams overpowered a security staff member inside the Bon Air Juvenile Correctional Center. Using a cord, a staff member was choked to the point of losing consciousness. The pair then took that staff member's keys. The Virginia Department of Juvenile Justice says the pair made their way to a fence and were able to escape through a hole in the fence and to a waiting car. Jabbar is serving a 50-year sentence after being convicted of 2 counts of second-degree murder. Williams was convicted of malicious wounding and robbery.
Let's say it's a full search, and again, because of their thoroughness, their professionalism, working, if necessary, with other state law enforcement, that their apprehension, I'm optimistic will be, soon.
Both men were due to be transferred to the Department of Corrections on their 21st birthdays. Both men were convicted in courts in the Fredericksburg area. Sources also telling CBS 6 that both men are suspected to be out of state at this time. Working for you in Chesterfield County, Wayne Koval, CBS.